what I have in store for us in this jam-packed and exciting edition of Read the Factory Manual. We have, what do we have today? You think I know since I had such a great introduction. It is a Matchbox series number 13. It's a Dodge wreck truck, or as we say in the States, a tow truck. As always, we start with drilling and tapping. Now we start with a 3/16 to see if that is a good size, and indeed that is a good size for this model. So that's the size we'll use. Huh. Look at that. Yeah, I didn't do any homework on this to find out how it really comes apart or anything. But it's 2 pieces. I thought this was going to be like 3 or 4 pieces, but alas, it is not. So there it is. There's the original green. And I'm going to paint this one where this part is green. And this part is yellow. Because it's my truck. I can do that. And no one's going to confuse this for an original factory screw up or whatever it was. Because I've already taken it apart. It's going to have screws in it. And it's going to have all that other stuff in it. So who cares? But it'll be fun. Alright, next up for grabs is I need to fix this, file that down. I need to file that because I went in a little too deep. I need to check and see if I went way too deep. That is, the little screws won't fit anymore. Let's find out. Oh, I think I did. Yep, I did on that one. Oh well. I have washers. No, I think I got lucky. Oh, I went through. Look at that. That's not good. That is a bad sign when the screw goes through. So I'll have to use a washer on that one. Alright, since I have to use a washer, I'm going to clean it up even better. Way too tight. Need to get the wheels off now. There we go. Yeah, I didn't talk about the paint job that was on this thing. And for a while, I was thinking about keeping the paint job the same, not changing a thing. But I changed my mind. That's what I do. And so I'll redo it. That's okay. What I'm also going to do is I have an LED, and I'm not going to get real fancy with this and make it light up or anything, but I'm going to use that to replace the little Christmas tree on the top. I think that's what they call it. Alright. Here's the car, or the truck, all apart. Got the wheels and the axles. 2 different size axles. Now we're going to strip the paint. Been having very good luck with caustic soda. Alright, here we go. Yay. Yeah, you see the little paints flying around in there already. Here we are, fresh from the caustic soda bath. And it cleaned up fairly good. There's a few bits left on this. I need to clean up with the wire brush, so we'll get that started. Because I'm going to primer this and then paint it, I am not going to get it really shiny. I haven't found a need to polish these things unless I'm painting directly on the casting itself. So I'm just going to go ahead and finish this up. I'll probably hit it with the brass brush after this. That seems to shine it up pretty nicely. So I'll see you after that. Okay, we are back from paint. I did something a little bit different this time. Yeah, I always do something different than what I plan. That's the way I am. I painted this with enamel paint from Testors, and I used my cheap airbrush on the yellow.
my Harbor Freight Special, the siphon one. It did okay. I learned a lot on this one. I need to make sure the model is very clean before I get started. There's a little bump in there from some dirt. But then I used my regular airbrush on the green one now that I felt better about it. And it turned out pretty good. I didn't airbrush the back because I'm going to paint the back part black. And yeah, overall I'm happy with it. It was a lot easier to clean up than I thought it was going to be, so that's good. And the details are all still in there, so that's really good too. So all in all, I'm pretty happy with the results of this car. So let's go ahead and get started painting some of those details. I got a sticker, as you can tell. I also ordered a new mat, so I don't know if it'll be here by the time I get to the next part or not, but the next mat doesn't have all of this fancy stuff on here. And for my YouTube friends who are making videos like this, I think the textured mat like this with the grid on it is really causing havoc on my on the autofocus. So we shall see, and I'll let everybody know the results of the new mat and the autofocus. I'm hoping the new mat, because it's just all gray, will be better. Also, I can use it, because it's all gray, I can use it as my white balance. Okay, enough with that stuff that the people who don't do YouTube videos could care less about. Let's find some black paint. Okay, here we go. Whoa, that was unfortunate. I got some touch-up to do. I was hoping the enamel would be better. It could be the fact that I haven't let it fully cured yet. It painted it like 2 hours ago. I wanted this to be flat black. That's why I'm painting it with Vallejo black. That actually turned out a lot better than I thought it was going to look. How exciting is that? I think I'm going to have to try to hire Jimmy away to see if I can get him to drive my tow truck. Very nice, very, very nice. Happy with that. Whew! Getting ready to put the light in the tow truck. I have two options, because I always have two options. Well, I have three. I don't want to use the third one. The third one is 4 options. I have 4 options. Or I could buy a light. I could print a light. Or I could take one of these LEDs I have hundreds of and make it small enough to fit in there. So I'm going to try the small one first that doesn't fit. Too small. And the large one, or the normal size one, is too big, but just by a little bit. So we're going to use the file and the drill. We're going to make it smaller. Here's how we do that. If you want to keep the leads intact, these are the leads, you want to use it as a light, and then get a piece of 8mm rod, fill it full of hot glue, and then shove this in there, and then it will stay and you'll be in good shape. But if you don't really care that the light works or not, then you can just put this in the chuck and away you go. Alright, I got that in there.
And then we just do this. Alright, it's very close. It'll just almost fit in there. So now I'm going to switch to from the coarse file to the finer file. And then I'll switch to the 1000 grit sandpaper, and then it'll look great. Alright, how's that looking? That looks good. So now we are ready for plastic polish. Yay, plastic polish. Get that all over the place. Alright, there we go. We have a light. It's a little crooked, but that's okay. It should still work just fine. Let's see. Yeah, works fine. Now I need to shorten it up. Best sander ever. Alright, so I'll just do this for a while. Well, much better. So that took all of like a minute and a half to do that. And I have a nice red light for the top of my tow truck or wreck truck. So now we're ready to get that in place. There we go. It's all glued up. Ready to put this on. And then the sticker, and I'll be done. I know, right? Alright. Let's I'm going to put the axles on without the top first. So if I ruin something, I won't ruin the whole thing. Alright. Now we put one of these wheels on. Doesn't go all the way. That's good. So I'll get the next wheel. Put it on there. The next one. And the outside one. So now I have all four wheels on one side. And then you push it through. And then you get your cutters. And I'm going to cut off about right to here. There. It gives me a little bit, quite a bit, but I have to file that to make it flat. So that's how I measure how long axles should be. That's more better. Well, I can tell this is the Matchbox number 13 wreck truck because this is the third take of the outro. But that's okay. It is what it is. At least I caught it. So here it is. Here's the Matchbox number 13 wreck truck or tow truck. Let's take a look at it before. Before, you can tell it was loved. The previous owner decided that, hey, they wanted to give it a custom paint job, and boy, howdy did they. I was really torn in either keeping this truck the way it is, just because it told a great story, or to redo it and paint it myself. So I decided to redo it. Why? Because that's what I do. Let's take a look at what we've done. This was the first Matchbox I painted. I airbrushed with enamel paints. I don't know if I'm going to continue using enamel paints or not. I've got one more car that I want to do enamel paints with. I'm going to try that out yet one more time. It's a lot of work, but it does turn out really nice. It looks good. It's a little bit more sturdy than the acrylics, but again, I don't know if it's really worth it for a car that's just going to sit on the shelf. But I did learn quite a bit about painting with Testors Enamel's paints. You can see the detail that I put in it is normal, as well as that great sticker on the side for BP. Thank you for watching. Make sure you watch all the other videos, tell your friends, do some shares, do all that social stuff for me. Help me get those subscribers that I so desperately want. And have a great day.